Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Guys, I cannot believe NFL Retro Bowl is finally here. This is the first time I'm getting onto the game. I want to give you guys my first impressions. I've been waiting so long to play. I stayed up until midnight the night before. Then I set an alarm for 3 a.m. thinking maybe it would release at, midnight in California because that's where Apple's at. Still nothing. So then I waited 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then around 10:08, for some reason, it's finally here. So let's get after it, guys. If you are excited for NFL Retro Bowl 25, be sure to like the video. You guys can vicariously live through me if you don't want to pay the $7 or $8 per month to play the game. So let's get after it. Let's just experience this game and see what this game has to offer. So I like the colors right away. Very punchy, different variations of blue. Okay, I don't need... All right, let's just hope it goes away at this point. We're going to start a new game here. NFL Retro Bowl 25. You're about to start your first season as the head coach of an NFL franchise. The path to success is an arduous one, but if you believe in yourself and can inspire your team, then glory awaits. We love to see it. We love the use of arduous every single time there's a new game. And it is just so crazy that the game is actually licensed by the NFL. And you see all these sweet logos. It is just so clean. But I think with all these new coaches that we have at our disposal, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, these are all new faces from what it looks like. Tell me this guy doesn't look very similar to me just as a whole. I mean, my hair... when I get a little haircut, it might look a little bit more similar. I'm taking the reins here. Who we're going to take control of? Now, in my poll on YouTube, which I put out last night, I put a couple different options. I said the Cardinals, potentially. I said the Panthers. I said the Washington Commanders. But I think for now, let's just get after it and see what the game has to offer. I just want to experience it with you guys. So we're just going to take control of... We'll just take a team that's pretty decent. So let's take control of the Baltimore Ravens, a team that's very good in real life. We have the same exact... Oh, wait, we don't have extreme anymore. So there's dynamic, hard, medium, and easy. That's very interesting. See, I was debating whether I'd even play on hard or extreme because I want these star ratings to really play true to what they are. But I also want a challenge as well. So very, very odd that that's not an option in the game. But we will have it on hard. My favorite team, unfortunately, is the Carolina Panthers. So let's just hop into it. This is where your path to the top starts. Do you want to choose a mix of NFL superstars for any of your franchise to be the star players who lead the Ravens to glory, or skip choosing with quick start and take over the Ravens with superstars from their current roster? So if I do choose players, I get to basically just have like a free-for-all. I'm assuming under the cap or whatever it would be. Quick start would just be with the Ravens roster. I think it's probably going to be more fun to choose the players, just because I think that's an awesome feature that they're adding. So you can sort by free agents, which is actually crazy. I was wondering if they would have free agents that are NFL licensed. We have Ty Montgomery, Robbie Chosen, bad guy, Bailey Zappi, but that's not even what we're really worried about. We can sort by position as well. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. We have over 80. We have exactly 80 quarterbacks at our disposal. Wow. So I guess a lot of my predictions were pretty far off because I said that I wasn't sure if they were going to have NFL licensing for a lot of players. Someone like Patrick Mahomes, clearly in the game, an absolute beast. Somehow not a 5-star, a 4.5 star. I don't really know how it gets much better than that. Those stats look like 5-star to me. But then we have Josh Allen with the potential. Holy hell. Look at his overall max potential is absolutely insane. And then are these contracts? So the contracts I don't think are actually accurate to what they are in real life, but it looks like they might potentially be what they would be offered if this was what the player looked like, if that makes any sense. So a 4-star quarterback with a 4.5-star potential, if he was a free agent, would be offered a $40 million contract. I also love how you can see overall outline for the player. You can see their whole body. I do wish that the, arm sleeves that you see on someone like, Skylar Thompson, that's a terrible example. I wish you could see something like Tua's tattoo and, wristbands. First of all, how is Tua's arm strength maxed out? Doesn't even matter. I don't even know. But regardless of the fact, I wish you could see the little pixels in-game. I think the gameplay is probably just going to be exactly the same. But it is really cool to have the player model there as well. So I do want to, I guess I will just choose random Ravens maybe, because there's so many at your disposal. That's pretty crazy. Random Ravens, and you can just literally rotate between however many players they have. So we could do Lamar Jackson, a 4.5-star, 5-star overall potential player. Somehow not maxed out speed as well. Very weird, kind of peculiar, but that's fine. Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Tylan Wallace, Patrick McCarry. I think, first of all, offensive linemen probably not going to be very useful for us. So maybe we go ahead and go with tight end, and we go look for Wait, Brock Bowers is in the game too. So they got rookies as well. I mean, they really have just about anybody that you could ask for. I also don't know what this is being sorted by. It seems like it's kind of just up in the air, or maybe it's just based on... We have Bills, Steelers, Dolphins, Broncos, Browns. Is it in order at all for anything? It doesn't really seem like it. Jaden Daniels is here. So the ratings are pretty terrible for the rookies, but they have a lot of potential, which is, I guess, something you'd expect. You can also see Rookie of the Year awards in the bottom left corner. I don't know what the awards on the right are. I don't know if that's like Super Bowl rings? I don't even know if that makes any sense. Jimmy Garoppolo, does he have 2? Carson Wentz, Matthew Stafford. Oh my lord, look at the potential that Caleb Williams has. What an absolute beast. So listen, I'm not going to end up, doing this franchise. I just want to kind of see what we've got here. Look at all the different players available to us. It looks like a lot of the overalls are just a little bit wild for some of the players. Some of them are pretty accurate. Jordan Love. Oh man, big Love guy. Also, look at that. Even like his jersey is peeking out underneath his player model. I love the attention to detail with all the different players. I'm just going to random Raven. We'll rock out with this. Except I do want Lamar Jackson. Sure, we'll go ahead and do this. Finish it up. In a surprise news just before the start of the regular season, the Ravens have appointed Hugh Jazz as their new head coach. And then we have the ability to see a tutorial, which I'm going to go through the tutorial. I also love the helmets. So much more just like aesthetic, so much more aura with it. We've got the eye icon. Nothing looks to be really different. We have stadium, training facility, and rehab, offense and defensive coordinators. But again, all new faces, all new uniforms as well. So we're going to go check out the roster now, the NFL Superstar screen. You can look at someone like Lamar Jackson. We have morale, conditioning. Obviously, we know these things. That's pretty typical. It is kind of be weird now with dilemmas, because are they going to limit the dilemmas based on real NFL players? Maybe they're not going to allow certain dilemmas that are a little bit wild now. Because it'd be like, offensive or slandering real people as opposed to fake ones. I don't really want to go through like the tutorial. I'll just go ahead and skip this part for you guys. All right. Ravens are rooting for your success as your team embarks on a new journey. It appears to be pretty similar to everything else. Like I said, you don't have the ability to go onto extreme. It's just hard, dynamic, easy, medium. Weather is on, kick returns on and off. I would assume it's the new rules that they added to regular Retro Bowl. Quarter length, we can go up to 3 minutes, so that is also still the same. And then when we go to continue, this is just so fire. It's absolutely just kick-ass. The Ravens, you have the ability to see your team, their team, the Bengals, the Browns. You can just scroll around if you really want to, or you can look at the upcoming, team that you're playing against. So we have someone like Anthony Richardson. We also don't have the ability to see what their overall potential is, aside from their ratings. So someone like, I guess we'll look at somebody a little bit more well-known. Alec Pierce, speedster, coming out of Cincinnati. He's a 2.5-star player, a 4-star potential, but we don't know what his actual, where the attributes are at. So if we wanted to, we could offer a pick or a player in exchange for a trade. So if we wanted to offer a player, we'd probably have to offer someone similar. So he's at 2.5 with a 4-star potential. So would they do it for Justice Hill? They did. They accepted it. Justice Hill is straight up for Alec Pierce. Now, again, I'm just trying to see what this looks like, and then now we can see the potential for a player once he's on your team. Although now he doesn't have a number. I don't really know what that's about. Like, everyone's got their number, which is pretty sweet, and then Alec Pierce lost his number. Look at the Colts logo as well. Also probably should have said somebody a kick returner. So it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. We'll just trudge along here. Also, do we have the ability to simulate games? I don't know. I'm going to see how fast Lamar Jackson is. This is supposed to be your fastest scrambling quarterback in the game. This is on hard. Pretty good overall. I would say he doesn't feel like game-breakingly fast. Also, the stars are kind of getting in my way as I'm trying to throw the ball deep. But Mark Andrews makes a nice catch and a hurdle. It's really less about the gameplay at this point. I just want to see what the actual game has to offer. I'm going to take a deep shot to Alec Pierce, the new acquisition. And we've got a touchdown over the top, 42-yard bomb. We do have the ability to simulate. We can activate sim. I am going to simulate the rest of this game. I want to continue to see what happens as the game goes on. Although Ravens on the 22, quarterback, passing play, touchdown, 2 points, and score. Ravens kickoff. I'm actually going to stop the sim, because they're going to force a 61-yard field goal. Matt Gay's going to knock it in. I mean, this series is not going to be a series at all, so there's really no emotional investment for you guys, but of course I would love to win my first game. Can Lamar Jackson and company drive down the field? Again, the stars are blinking very huge. And, oh my god, Lamar's getting shifty. This will be really fun to play with on controller as well, because you'll be able to like really wiggle around certain players. Although we don't have a running back because we got rid of Justice Hill, so he's slower than hell. Make the comeback. Give me some time in the pocket. We got Deontay Hardy. Is that who that is? I would assume. I didn't know he was on the team, but I guess he is. 55 seconds left. I got to remember there's no running back on the team, so don't do that. Mark Andrews over the middle of the field. It's a pass in stride. 22 seconds left. And going down slowly but steadily. Also like how there's no like pop-up on the screen. Whenever there's like the option as we score a touchdown to win the game. Whenever there's a 1 or 2 point option like right here, I always hated like the screen that would pop up like to blur out the background. This is so much better. You can actually see the plays ahead of time as well. Put a laser on the no-name running back. And we should get out of Indy with a win. They're going to bomb it, and we're going to get it. So the Ravens signed wide receiver Alec Pierce from the Colts in exchange for running back Justice Hill as the news tab. I mean, that's kind of old news. We already did that. Let's go ahead and praise the owner, I suppose. I love also the NFL logos just fading around the background. This is how you take advantage of the NFL license. You just fucking put it in everybody's face. You show it all around because you should. You know, you have licensing for it. You might as well. And then look at that. League restart screen as well, which is something that even College Retro Bowl doesn't have at this point. Who would have thought that NFL Retro Bowl 25 would have it literally instantly? But hey, you know, whatever. I'm not going to say anything about it. Now, we don't have the ability to look at league leaders for stats, which is kind of weird because I would assume that's going to be an option. Can I put Lamar Jackson at kick returner? Deontay Hardy, Alec Pierce. We'll go ahead and set Alec Pierce as our kick returner. I want to see if we have the ability. Could we theoretically set all these players so that way, you know, they're not losing anybody? Or is this all set? Do we as the team that we choose get to choose our team and everyone else is kind of just like set in stone? Or every single time you start a new franchise, does it auto-generate every team for you? Because if I had the ability to set each team, that'd be pretty fun, if that makes any sense. Basically, if I wanted to play against certain superstars, or even have the ability to remove the salary cap as a whole, could be kind of fun. I don't know. But I do like the balance that you're going to have. See, like something like this. I was worried like they didn't have Trayvon Diggs in the game. I was worried they didn't have Deron Bland and other superstars. But I guess the concept is more just like trying to stay under the salary cap with the many players that the game does have signed. Way more than I expected, so I will take back what I said there. I will probably make a video and go through anybody that I do see. I'll do a little bit of research. I'm, again, just getting the game, just reacting to it with you guys. And also, based on just looking at these little, you know, bottom right icons for these players, clearly, those are Super Bowl championships. So, Odell Beckham Jr. with a championship, Nelson Aguilar. Holy shit, I've never seen a player with the potential that Jamar Chase has. He has potential for a completely maxed out wide receiver. I don't know if anybody has more potential than that. I mean, you cannot get any higher than that. Cooper Kupp right there. I don't like how when you go back, you know, say you click on a player, you go back, it takes you back to the quarterbacks right away. I wish it would keep your spot. But that's fine. It's pretty nitpicky, but that could be a nice little quality of life thing. Like, now I got to go back to DBs again. But show me somebody that's got just absolutely ridiculous stats. Jaquan Brisker is a 5-star. It doesn't look like we have as many DBs as we did like quarterbacks. So we got 12, 24, 36, 48, 49, 50, 51 total DBs. And it looks like they've got a lot of good ones, though. Brian Branch with a 5-star potential. He looks pretty cracked. 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 120, 132, 144. They've got almost 160 receivers in the game, which is awesome. I don't think anybody was going to predict this is how they were going to do it. I mean, I don't hate what they're doing here with this idea of being able to have a ton of players, and then you choose if you want to have, you know, bad receivers, but a great running back, or you want to have that star receiver, but he's going to cost money. Maybe you want to neglect the offensive line and make room for more defensive players with your salary cap. It's a very unique way of doing it. You know, they've got 4 Green Bay Packer tight ends. They got 4 Vikings tight ends. They've got a lot of tight ends, it appears. Which is great. I mean, more players, the merrier, really. I'm going to go ahead and spend some coaching credits to see if, you know, if there's anything new as far as... It doesn't really appear that there's anything new that would really stick out. Scan lines are off, but it looks like they're on. It just kind of has this, like, graininess to the game. And that's cool. Like, it adds, like, to more of the retro look to it. I'm going to keep the scan lines off, though. Just make it as clear as I possibly can. And I usually prefer to play with 2-minute quarters just because I feel like the games have more realistic scores to the NFL. In college, Retro Bowl, I like to play 3-minute quarters, more scoring, less defense overall. That seems to be pretty realistic from what I've played. But, guys, this is the first impressions reaction to NFL Retro Bowl 25. My key takeaways after about 15 minutes. Love the player models. I love how many players are in the game. Way more than I expected. Obviously, the exclusivity, very weird. You'd think that like Android would have some sort of money. Google would have the money to be able to also acquire licensing. And also just the release of the whole game with the exclusivity. I don't know why they think that that's like the best way to do it. I think it's, I don't think it's a great idea, honestly. There was a lot of negative backlash in the release on Twitter, all the comments for the exclusivity for the release and also for the exclusivity for the game being strictly on Apple Arcade. I know it sucks, guys. I know it does, and I'm excited to start a franchise, do different rebuilds, different challenges, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. That's it for my first impressions of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to get it out to you as soon as possible. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next NFL Retro Bowl 25 video. Sounds so weird saying that. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.